Hello, welcome back to Bjorg Bikes. Just getting into this project once again. This is episode number 3, and I'm looking at getting the pedal assist sensor fitted correctly to this bike. The problem is that the pedal assist sensor is not a straight piece of sheet metal. It has a Z or S shaped curve to it. So when you try to mount it in the proper place, it is hitting at the back. So basically there's not enough clearance because it's hitting this type of a front derailleur. So the trick here is nice and simple. What you want to do is, this will also help you when you're tightening up the bottom bracket in place. This lip here, we would want to have that sitting flat against something to stop it turning when you turn the cups to tighten this. So what I've done, on the bottom of the derailleur here, I have filed, if this will zoom, a flat. Not quite big enough yet. I got to go another 0.5 millimeter on this, and then I should be able to locate the washer. So I'm just using a flat file, just bringing down that material. Given that the way the bottom bracket cup tightens against the front derailleur, it's not going to cause any issues for strength. I'm only taking a 0.5 mil or so off. And the end result will be nice and tidy, and it'll look like it belongs there. So with everything in place, it's looking well. If I grab this sensor ring now, I can't physically turn it out of place. So when I fully tighten that cup now, it's not going to start spinning around and causing any problems. Looking in from the side, you can see that the sensor is now clear, and it tucks away in under the bottom bracket. The only thing I'd say about that is that if it is going to be an off-road thing, you wouldn't want to hit that with any sort of sticks or rocks, but you know, I don't think this will be used off-road. It is just an off-road bike, and this is being built for fun. It's well worth a mention then that once you have the sensor in place, do place the crank arm onto the spindle and just make sure that the sensor is clear. You can see it here in front of my finger. That's well clear of the chainring. So the second thing to check then is, if I take this off again, this is the magnetic strip that just pushes up onto the square taper bottom bracket. It's quite a tight one actually. So I also want to make sure that there's enough space for it. I'll push it up now, but I want to make sure that that doesn't hit the granny gear on the crank arm when everything's assembled. It's looking like there's plenty of space for everything. When it boils down to it, the magnetic ring is actually just sitting about 3 millimeters away from the sensor. There's focus now. So that may or may not register. It could be a little bit too far away, but if it is, really simple thing is you just give the sensor a bit of a push, because it's very lightweight sheet metal. And you can just bring it in closer if you need it. But it looks like even on a 3-speed setup on the front that everything's going to work out just fine. Now the cup is tight, the crank arm is tight, and this side of the job now is finished. So thank you for watching this episode. The next episode is going to be entirely focusing on this rear wheel. I want to just double check the spacing. Is the wheel in the center of the frame? Looks a little bit to the left side at the moment. Then likewise, is there enough of clearance on the brakes? The brake is dragging very hard on this particular bike, so I might have to space out the brake caliper. But I'm going to rip it all apart now, test it, and then refit everything, and then I'm going to tune everything, and then that should be the bike pretty much finished and ready to ride. So thank you for watching Bjorg Bikes, and See you in episode 4.